Okay, well, it looks like Jeff McKinney's saving Heather from a life of anguish and my trippy, tippy fingers going nuts on the line. Hey, listen, man, it's almost time for Shop Talk. That's right. We're getting ready to fire it up here in the Cycle Source Studios again and go live with another episode. Incredible show tonight. Congratulations all around to our man, Darren McKeag, getting into the Sturgis Hall of Fame this year, man. What an incredible career. He's going to be on. We're going to have a chance to talk with him. All the regular bullshit that you expect in one of our shows getting ready to go down here in just 3.5 minutes. Hurry up, grab a drink, kick back, relax, get ready. We're 3 minutes away from another episode of Shop Talk. Stick around. All right, Flake Paint and Design, long-time listener, first-time caller. Steve Broyles from the D, checking in. Big D, Marengo, Illinois, with us here tonight. Robin Hingabottom, XAM biker. Like I said, Jeff McKinney was first across the line tonight. So good to see all you guys. Look, the Smokeout rally's here. Holy shit. That's incredible. So if you're watching, wherever you're watching from, give us a little shout real quick and tell us where you're watching from. We'd like to let everyone know how far this program gets out every Sunday through the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. We go live with Shop Talk. Ken Ruppel's watching tonight. Good to see all you guys. Hey, this has been an incredible week. Like, if I told you the story behind it, you wouldn't even believe me. No, really, honest to God, you wouldn't believe me. It was like there was magic in the air. Mark Rhodes checking in from Pinup Baggers. Right now, Mark, our co-host, has a look on his face like he wants to punch me just for talking shit. It's awesome being 1,100 miles away from him and having the mute button. Donnie Hare, Easton, Pennsylvania. Becky Quivers Arling, Ann Rooster checking in. Dawn Campbell, Huntsville, Alabama. Robin Higginbottom, busy, leave tomorrow for Vegas, flying to Scotland Tuesday. I'm so jealous. John Childers, what's up from Fruitport, Michigan. Kelly Chavez, greetings from Costa Rica. Big hug. Always so good to see you guys checking in. Shortsters, Harrington, Nebraska. Paul Adams, Ford City. And we're counting down. We're 1 minute away, man. It's so close. That's enough time for you to hit the like and share button. Make sure that you are supporting the sport and helping Shop Talk get out further every time we press the go button. Like I said, happens every Sunday at 9 p.m. on the East Coast. We get a kick. Oh, look, Annie's here. Hey, Annie, what's up? Now we can have a show. 38 seconds till we go live with this one. That's enough time for us to get this one out of the station and up onto the tracks. You guys ready? We are. Let's go live with Shop Talk. Here we go. Kurt Green, special shout out. Can't let that one hang. Bud Mosley, good to see you here, buddy. Went Walker in the house. James Patience here with us. So many friends on tonight. The parking lot's getting full. Let's go with this one. This is where I say the words. All right, chopper jockeys and scooter tramps all across the land. It is just after 9 p.m. on the East Coast. That means it's time for another episode of America's first and favorite two-wheel motorcycle talk and entertainment show, Shop Talk. Coming to you live from the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio, where they have apparently let the back door open again, and we snuck in for another episode of this fantastic show. Great to be here with you guys. Killer show, like I said. Our man Darren, we couldn't be more proud of him. I'm bringing in the crew. What's up, everybody?
Hey. Howdy.
Yeah, I had a little bit of coffee tonight.
I apparently did not have enough.
Look, it's It's all gone.
I don't need to be anywhere near you to punch you in the face. Remember that.
I'll do it for you,
So
Mark. It's
just
okay.
saying.
Ben-
I'm hating. Just saying.
Ben Stauber in the house. So many good people, man. So many good people on tonight. And listen, that's what matters to us. This is a show we do for you guys. So get involved. You know, when you're watching the show, throughout the show, you'll see me switch back and forth to having the comment box over here. And when it's up, you can read what everybody's sending out, the questions, comments, concerns. You can get involved in that. You don't have to just be another effing observer. You can put up your comments and be part of the show.
Remember, sharing is caring.
Aw.
Sharing is caring.
Did you really? Did Mark see what goes on over here? So
I know what goes on.
like Robin Higginbottom just reminded us, it's Mother's Day. So to all you mothers, figuratively and
Right.
realistically,
Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
we're going to send a group Happy Mother's Day out to our very own mama of the house, Miss Judy.
Miss Judy. Look at that cute little baby.
Dude, I love that picture.
Right?
My mother was smoking, right? I mean, she still is a beautiful, beautiful woman.
I
but
can't make a comment. She'll slap me in the mouth.
I can say it. She was
She was a beautiful woman.
stunning.
And then just a short 20 years later, there's that baby.
I think that might be one of my all-time favorite
Oh,
pictures
it's
of
so
my mother.
great, right? I mean, just the fact that Heather's mother comes out and works Smoke Out, and she does it with gusto, dude.
Oh my
she loves
gosh.
being at Smoke Out.
She does.
She
does.
works it. She works the booth.
And she's a trooper. She was there all day, every day.
You know,
One of my favorite smoke out memories is riding around that parking lot with her,
Yeah.
having
Oh
a
my
drink. Yeah.
yeah,
I know.
she's a hot shit,
Oh,
like they
God
say
willing,
in the
she'll be
Northeast.
back there this year.
So here,
Yes, sir.
here at Cycle Source headquarters, we've had an incredible week. You can see just on the other side of the wall from us, this is what everything looks like as we get ready for our final press for
Oh
the
my
next
goodness.
issue. I know, can't even believe it myself.
Oh, I have to do one more shout out. Can
Okay,
I?
yeah,
I'm
please.
sorry.
Here, let me-
And she's gonna kill me for this.
This is the Heather Show. Go ahead.
She's gonna kill me for this. And I should have sent you the picture. Big shout out to my
Yeah,
dear,
buddy.
dear friend, Mrs. Vanessa Clock. She graduated from Dakota West Lane today, and I'm so proud of her.
Yep.
Incredibly proud of her with everything she does at Clockworks and being a mom to two amazing children. 3 if you include Brian. She graduated today, and just kudos to her for persevering and her dedication to everything.
And a special extra credit because she actually put on the robe and did the whole deal and
Yeah.
went and walked and signified the end of a long journey. Congratulations.
Yeah, super proud of her. So good for you, Vanessa.
Yep, so it's Sunday night here in the house, and if this is your first time watching Shop Talk, I say this all the time, I can't even believe this will be your first time. It's our 310th time of doing this show. But welcome, thanks for stopping in. You can watch as much or as little of this as you want. Usually we do 90 to 120 minutes of all the two-wheel bullshit we can fit. We have some guests come on, we do some entertainment, we do some feature bikes, we do product. We start the whole thing off with a segment we call what?
The news.
First up in the news tonight, and this from our own Cycle Source magazine news blog. And, my give a fuck meter is almost over for anything that's going on right now with Harley because they got so much bullshit.
There's so much going on.
I know.
I feel like every news piece is Harley or like Free the Eagle or something.
But in a positive note, or, almost a, hey, let's get back to shit that actually worked for us. The Milwaukee Motor Company is releasing a limited edition Fat Boy they call the Gray Ghost model. If everybody remembers, if you're old like me and Mark, this is reminiscent of the motorcycle that launched the complete turnaround for the motor company when they released the original Gray Ghost. Unlike that one, this one seems to only have 2 or 3 yellow circles. The yellow circles of the original one actually represented the yellow circles around the 2 bombs that were dropped. And this was, at the time, Harley Davidson's way of saying, hey, we're on our way.
So I'm curious, I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you have a picture of the original?
I don't. Thanks for preloading the show for me so that I had one. I don't have a picture. What's wrong with you? The only thing I have to say,
I'm
though,
sort of thinking the same thing, Heather. So
the only thing I have to say is like, this is kind of cool, but it's kind of my problem with this motorcycle. With when they first came out with the anniversary model, at least, was it's still that mismatched great big back wheel. I can't see exactly what it is on this one, but it wasn't my favorite motorcycle to ride. It's kind of cool looking. We'll see how it goes for them, but in any event, it is a good time to remind people about the first time that this motorcycle came around and what the motor company meant when they made that statement, and that was that Harley-Davidson was back. They were looking to make a statement. It sounds like it's a good time for them to be thinking about that again. So
I think for me, it's a great bike, I'm sure. But the icon that they've done so far that stole my heart was their nod to the FLH. That for me was winning all day.
So speaking of other crazy shit, when pigs fly from the Dealer News, we get the information that when pigs fly, Moto America, MotoGP.
Right.
Ahead of the heated proxy battle, Harley-Davidson has reiterated its intention to go global with its Bagger Racing Series next season, teaming with MotoGP. The 12-race series will be contested at 6 Grand Prix across Europe and North America. The grid is expected to comprise 6 to 8 teams, each fielding 2 riders and about $20 billion apiece. Oh, that wasn't actually there.
So I think that's going to be something that I'm going to need to go cover.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I volunteer myself.
What?
To go.
Probably not going to happen, but
hey.
No,
it doesn't hurt to ask.
Listen. In one sense, seeing the series go global is bitching. But like I said, you have to be able to buy unobtainium to compete at this level. So it's kind of going to a place that only a few people are going to be able to field a team for that. But hey, Harley-Davidson's back on the racetrack, and for a long time, we didn't even see that at Superbike or anything. So it's good to see them out there, right?
If by chance I get a chance to go cover that, do I have to go to the bike races?
Yes. That's part of it.
Would that be a stipulation?
That's a stipulation.
It kind of is. When you turn in your receipts, Mark.
That'd be cool as shit to see, though. Imagine that them running all through Europe and all that,
dude. And the thing, the thing that you have to say is when Rob Bidos first launched this type of racing, right? When Rob and Drag Specialties went to MotoGP or Moto America and said, hey, this is what we're thinking, everybody laughed them out of the room. When they finally got the bikes to the track, the other race teams laughed them out of the paddock until they got out on the track, and they were only like 11 seconds behind the fastest bikes on the track, and everybody was like, wait a minute, really?
Oh, boy.
11 seconds is a long way on the racetrack. It's not like they're competing with them, but only 11 seconds off the pace of the fastest bikes on the track.
And I think they've just gotten faster since then.
Yeah.
Real quick before we move on, shout out to Bagger Bader. Prayers up. He lost a brother in a bike accident. So sorry for your loss. He says, check your tires, guys. It's common to lose air during the winter. Terribly sorry for your loss. Prayers to you and your friend's family.
Absolutely. Long time supporter of the show, man. We're with you. So also in from our own Cycle Source News blog, the 2025 Garage Build-Off Builders. We announced 6 of them last week, and we're moving on to 7 through 12 tonight on this very show, so you want to stick around for that. Lots of great stuff still coming throughout the show. We're going to have a killer guest on tonight. Like I told you, our buddy Darren McKeag, who is one of the most renowned culture artists in the sport today, is here with us. Actually, he's waiting in the wings right now. When we come back on the other side of this break, he's going to be there. We're going to talk to him about his art, his career, and getting inducted into the Sturgis Motorcycle Hall of Fame this year. But first, we're going to take a look at a cool feature bike. When we come back on the other side, we're going straight to Darren, so don't go anywhere. You're watching Shop Talk.
Out of Focus is brought to you by Garage Build. Submit your build, share your passion. Powered by Dennis Kirk.
Joey Barela. I'm from Paughco, Colorado. This is our 2003 Sportster anniversary build. We basically used the motor out of the original chassis, along with the front purple trees, the forks, a couple other parts. Other than that, the frame is a gas box frame. The tins are, painted from atomic cycle coatings. Basically, me and Ruben built like the fender struts, and we, just did a bunch of modifications, stuff like that, to make all this stuff line up, work together, and fit. The reason we built this particular bike, it has kind of a funny story behind all of this, is my brother picked up a old wreck Sportster. He had originally had plans to build like a flat track racer out of it and do some flat track racing out of it. The plans kind of changed. Dad kind of got interested into building a bike and told Ruben if he wanted to sell that bike and those parts that he would buy it from him. But the deal was that me and him had to build the bike for him. So that's kind of what started it all out. Being in contact with Paul, we were talking about the throwdown build coming up, and he mentioned it was an Evo, and I mentioned we had this, and he's like, bro, that's a Evolution Sportster motor. That still fits into the class. He says, you ought to bring it out and ride with us. So that was kind of the inspiration for the direction that we went in, because originally we were just going to do like a rat rod, budget build, kind of just a little beater bike, put some parts on it, ride it around town, whatever. But once we got interested into the the throwdown build, we thought we'd go the different direction and kind of make it nice. So being that this was our first build and it was for our dad, that was another reason we kind of wanted to like swing him in the direction to do it nice, because he didn't know if he was ever gonna build one again, or if he just didn't know how this was all gonna pan out, right? After this, he's kind of hooked though. He's got the bug, we took it to a couple shows, he did good there. He's been getting a bunch of attention and he likes that. And so the inspiration behind this bike, like I said, with my dad and my brother, is just like old Frisco style, kind of like David Mann pictures we'd see, old Easy Rider style magazine stuff you'd see. And so that's kind of where the whole stance, I guess you could say, came from. As far as the paint went, my dad pretty much picked out kind of some of the colors he wanted to go with, but we just told our painter, have fun with it, give us something different, cool, neat, whatever you want to go with, and that's what we came out with. So there was a lot of long nights and a lot of arguments in the garage, and so that was a really good feeling to see my dad on that. I was very proud, honestly. It felt good to be amongst all the throwdown attendees and the Hamster brothers. It just felt good. The camaraderie was I can't even describe the feeling. It's amazing. All right, so I'm Joey Barela.
I'm Steve, father, Joey and Ruben.
I'm Ruben Barela. We're the Barela brothers, and you're watching Cycle Source TV.
Everything we do at the track shapes what we build for the street and the dirt.
You can see how bad these guys want it. A race to the line.
For us, racing is not for the trophies or the glory. We compete because it makes everything we do faster, more durable, and tested to a higher standard. For S&S, racing is the ultimate in proven performance, and we've been proving it since 1958.
I'm Nick Trask, Trask Performance, and you're watching ShopTalk.
Oh, nice. Paul Yaffe product, huh?
Yeah, man, so excited.
Got a new build?
I do. It's. Aren't you Paul Yaffe?
No, I've never met the guy, but I do know you can get all of his products at DennisKirk.com.
There you go.
Is this me? Awesome. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Have a good one.
Listen to Not Paul Yaffe. Get all your Bagger Nation products right now at DennisKirk.com.
All right, man. Welcome back to the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. You're watching Shop Talk here on Sunday night, like every Sunday night. And man, we are so stoked to bring on our guest tonight, a longtime friend of everybody on the show. We've watched this cat's career just go from, being an exceptional tattoo artist. He was incredible at tattoo, but like the love that he had for, carry on the traditions of Ed Roth and, all the big stripers and David Mann and that kind of culture art was always apparent. Obviously, I'm talking about Darren McKeag, and we're super stoked to announce that he's getting inducted into the Sturgis Motorcycle Hall of Fame and Museum this year. And we have him on the show, so let's go check on him. Darren, what's up, buddy?
Good evening.
So this is it. This is the big deal. You're making the big show. I mean, not
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Not our show, the Hall of Fame.
Oh. Thank you for that too.
So good. So, man, where do we start? Like, we've known you I haven't known you as long as Mark and Chris, but I've at least 12 years I've known him.
It's been a while. Like, I mean, we drove out to one of the block parties, and that had to be like 2009, 2010, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a long time.
Yeah,
that's a long time. Yeah,
I feel like that's an old poke somehow. Somehow she snuck in.
We picked up a hitchhiker in the van.
Oh my God, he was just telling this story the other day.
and Lemmy and I got naked, and the hitchhiker's like, "You can just let me out anywhere."
I don't even think it was so much like it was surprising to everyone else in the van. We used to have a thing called the White Dragon. It was a 15-passenger big, Chevy van or some shit. And they're in like row 4 and 5, and they get naked in the middle of this trip after we picked this hitchhiker up, which was crazy. But that wasn't what got the guy. What got the guy was after the guy noticed that the two of them were naked, Lemmy hopped up in the seat with them, and he's staring at him, man, like this. And the guy's like getting freaked out, obviously. And Lemmy looks at him and says, "Don't pay me any attention." He said, "I'm just observing the quality of your skull."
Oh my God.
Yeah. So whatever year that was, we had known each other, probably a year or so before that, as far as Chris and Cycle Source and all that.
So I have to say, when you first met him, going back to even riding in that van, would you have ever thought in a million years you would be in the Sturgis Hall of Fame as an inductee?
Oh, not at all. I figured I figured I was going to be dead before I met Missy.
Yeah, you've undergone some tremendous changes in your life in the past decade.
Missy and I met in late 2014, and it wasn't long after that we quit drinking. Mm-hmm. So that's been going almost 11 years strong now. So that's been like the biggest, between meeting a good woman and getting not drinking anymore. Those two things really launched. I just put my 1,000% into my art. Not that I didn't before, but I also like to party.
Right.
Well, and listen, man, I'm not gonna take away from the early times either, because even though we were all buck wild, like you were still, and I'll admit this in front of God and everyone on this show, this magazine would have never made it through half of the shit that we went through if not for Darren. Darren used to sit there like anything that we needed done, Darren was 100% there immediately. And I mean, a lot of times that he would sit down and he would hand letter 30 trophies the day that we were doing a show, just so that we could look as good as the other big magazines and shit that were out there. Like, and no matter what we were doing, Darren was always there. If I had to call him up and say, "Hey, listen, I'm going to stop through Iowa and I'm going to pick you and all your art up and we're going to Vegas," he was down.
I'd stop and rattlesnake hunt on the way.
Yeah, rattlesnake hunting.
Oh gosh. It's amazing.
I had Chris at arm's length in front of me. I'm like, let me know if you see something.
No, it's no shit, Mark. Like one time we were on our way to Vegas. Here's what was happening though. Like it's a bullshit story, and this will tell you how a good person on the road can make things better, right? The van that we were in, the White Dragon, was having a thermostat issue. So we're going to Vegas, and anybody that thinks that Vegas is in the middle of the desert and you just kind of like glide in is totally full of shit. It's up and down mountains until you get to Vegas. Well, what happens when a thermostat's going out of a van, every time you're going up a hill, you either have to slow way down or the van overheats. Well, we also decided that if we had the heater on and the windows open, that this was all helping somehow. And rather than being a miserable son of a bitch, Darren was like, hey, let's take a break and pull over and go rattlesnake hunting. And that's how we end up on the side of the road on the way to Vegas. You could write a Hunter Thompson short on this shit.
Oh my gosh.
Dude.
Questions about your art. Like, I'm going to go back. You're obviously ridiculously talented, and I know you work very hard on your art. When was it in your life that you knew that this was it? You were going to you were going to be a tattoo artist, and you were going to create this art?
Would it surprise you guys that I'm literally drawing right now?
No,
Nope.
not at all.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No, because we all follow your Instagram, and we know that like you're constantly at it.
Yeah. So I mean, long story short, from second grade all the way through high school, I handed in papers with art up and down the margins. And all of my teachers were like, you can't hand your papers in like that. And I go, why? This is all I wanted to do. And I was creating art. And I mean, with all love, we're all old enough to know what TV Guide was. So they had the little draw the character in there. And
yep, the turtle, the cowboy.
My mom sent that away, and before you knew it, I was enrolled in the art instruction school of Minneapolis. So I had an art degree before I even graduated high school.
Wow.
And then I did 6 years in the Army Reserve also. And then I did 2 years graphic arts. After that, I opened a bike shop with two buddies where I was airbrushing. And that was late 80s. And then it was 1990 that I gave up that bike shop to get into tattooing, because all the tanks that I would paint, the bikers would pick them up and they're like, you should get into tattooing. I had tattoos, but I didn't know anything about it. So it was 1990 that, I tattooed underground in a suburb of Des Moines, Iowa for 2 years before I opened Sling and Ink Tattoos,
Right on.
Wow.
Yeah. And then like crazy enough, real quick, like you probably remember like Cartoons Magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I learned to draw bikes and cars and vans and trucks. Literally, this next issue coming out, I was blessed to do the cover art for it. So
Wow.
No shit.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so cool.
Talk about full circle.
Yeah,
Good for you.
It's actually, I'll try to. There, it's like I don't know if you can see it or not, but like.
Look at that. There you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, super cool.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So it's cool. It's a hot rod and a motorbike, and
Oh, dude, I have to get a copy of that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I was like, man, that's like a 50-year dream come true for sure,
That's incredible.
So, it's just all like, I probably wouldn't, and I mean this, I don't mean it in a bad way, but I probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for Missy and sobriety,
Absolutely. I get that.
It's amazing.
I mean, you guys knew how I rolled.
Well, and I have to say,
yeah.
and again, not in a bad way, knowing you before and knowing you with Missy, she was absolutely your catalyst and your drive. The things that the two of you have been able to do together as a couple, as far as travel the world and help each other grow and foster all of the good that's in each other, what a blessing for you both.
Yeah, it's a huge blessing. Like I supported, like, she's got so many loops under her belt as far as like cosmetic tattooing, and she just got certified in Costa Rica to teach yoga. And
No kidding.
now her and Kaylin have their own studio now. Kaylin does nail tech work. She graduated the local cosmetology school there in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. So they're crushing it, you know. So
That's
I mean,
amazing.
it's just all good vibes, you know.
That's amazing.
Well, and listen, I have to be the guy that says let's not discount the past completely, because just like you, Darren, I think that I came along the same evolutionary process, and I really started to pay attention to what I was doing with my life. A lot of the same thing, just like you said. You know, I stopped drinking. I started, you know, the stuff that Heather and I were doing, and I was starting to take things a little more seriously. So I get that, but I think the life that we had before that, I think that was the ticket at the door. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
what made you who you are.
Yeah, you have to live that life to be able to turn it into.
That was part of the path for sure.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's lucky I survived it, you know.
Oh, no shit.
And on
A bunch of our friends
note,
didn't.
You have to think. On that note, you have to think that, you know, all of those little pieces and parts, all those crazy things that you did, switching over and meeting Missy and changing your life up a little bit, you've not only dedicated yourself to it, but you've created like your own brand. I mean,
oh, dude,
you can almost look at what you do and know it's yours and know the quality's off the charts. And again, this Sturgis thing is, it was coming no matter what. You've traveled the world. You have done more than most people could ever imagine, and you did it on your own.
And how does that feel?
Through your artwork.
How does that feel, man? Because, you know, we've known almost all the art bums end up in the motorcycle thing, because between motorcycles and hippies, we're littered with the shit.
Right.
But how does it feel to know that maybe 2 or 3 people in a generation literally make the kind of impact that, you know, like David Mann, to go back to David Mann again and say, you know, that was that generation's motorcycle artist of note. You know what I mean? To go back to the days of the Von Dutch and, you know, Ed Roth, and those were the guys of the custom culture back then. Those were the guys of that generation. You're undeniably our generation's artist.
No question.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It's just, you know, it's complete timing. It's just the path that was supposed to happen. You know, this is what I was supposed to do. About probably 20 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, my mom found some drawings from when I was like 10 years old, gave them to me about, you know, 20 some years ago. And it's exactly the art I'm doing. And it's taken me a long time. Like when I started tattooing, I did stencils, I did stuff like that. But now that I have my own style, I mean, people come to me from all over the world to get tattoos in my style. Like, whatever you want, just let me draw it in my style and tattoo it on you. And my t-shirt art is very recognizable. Like, I've got such a cult following that I'll get messages where somebody halfway around the world has seen somebody copy my art or steal my art, and they let me know about it. You know, it's just crazy. And I'm so fortunate that I was able to like create my style, you know. And it's influenced by a lot of people, tons of people. You know, all the years of watching other artists and then throwing that into a blender and, you know, coming up with McKeag art, you know.
Well, it's wonderful how you are able to pay homage to so many other artists like David Mann and Roth and all of that, and do it in your own style, like very signature style. However, when you do step away from the most recognizable of your art, you still knock it out of the park. Like with some of your, I don't know if you use oil or acrylic, I apologize, but some of those paintings, you know, and the painting Chris just showed of you riding.
Yeah. So the large canvas paintings are acrylic, and then anything I do on helmets or motorbike parts is enamel.
Yeah. But your acrylic work is just incredible, especially when you are doing a piece that pays homage to David Mann or somebody like that, and it's not as recognizable as your typical style, but you still, it's
Right.
just beautiful.
Well,
Just beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. And that's what's kind of fun. Like, I try to draw a little bit of everything, whether it's not my style or not, like it's just kind of fun to kind of step out of those boundaries a little bit.
Well, let's not
It's almost like your hands attached directly to your brain instead of your arm.
let's not.
That's true. It is. Like I mean,
Yeah.
I say this as humbly as possible, but I can, if I look at anything, I can draw it. I just want to draw it in my style.
Yeah, that's so good. That's so good because as an artist, like there's people that spend their whole lifetime and never get that. Forget about Hall of Fame, forget about career, travel, everything else. As an artist, being able to develop your own style, something that's recognized as your contribution to this ugly world. That's
Yeah. And that's a valid point. And like, I talk to a lot of young artists up and coming. I do paint classes. I travel everywhere, talk to people when I'm tattooing them, and they're young, they're up and coming, and social media, we all know it's a double-edged sword. It's, for me personally, there's no room for politics or religion on it or anything. It's just about art. But I want people to know that it's okay to be influenced by other artists, but you've got to try and create your own style. And that seems like it might be kind of tough today if you're just jumping into social media and trying to create your own style. That would be a little bit of an uphill challenge with with social media as developed as it is.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And let's not forget on the other side of this, like when you run into Darren and you see Darren, he is one of the kindest, nicest people. It is always nice to run into Darren. Most people that get to this point, they eccentric themselves to the yin yang, and you can't even have a conversation with them. You've stayed so grounded. I mean, dude, you've been all over the world. We were showing some of those pictures. It just amazes me the places that this took you. And you don't have an ego. You don't have an attitude. You just love what you do, and you're happy. It just seems like everything's, like you said before, is going smooth, and you're enjoying your life.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I learned early on in the tattoo career, there was a lot of great artists that I looked up to, and they weren't very good people. And I would always stay busy at conventions and big conventions, and people, I would be tattooing them, and I'd be like, out of all these people, why did you pick me? And they were like, you were the only person that would talk to me when I came up to your table. And I still do that today. I don't care. Like, I was just in Mexico for Mazatlan Bike Week, and even though there was a bit of a language barrier, I had one of my buddies there that's from there, but we're right on the ocean, and people walk up, I fucking give them a sticker, and I have my buddy tell them, let me know if you have questions about my art, because that's why I'm there, and I don't know, I guess it's just who I am, and it's been a big contribution to my success, just being a good person, because I remember people treating me like shit when I approached them saying, I like your art, or I saw you in the magazine, and I don't want to be that person.
I have a question. Do you get more joy from one than the other, tattoo versus painting? Does one bring you slightly more joy, or is it two totally separate things?
Yeah, they're kind of separate. My biggest joy is when I have a blank, like a tank or a blank canvas or a helmet that I'm painting because I have an idea in my head. That's my biggest joy, because that's my imagination coming to life. I am very thankful for people that come to get tattoos by me or commission me to do a painting. I'm very thankful for that. But obviously they have an outline or criteria that they want, which is fine. But I just want to make sure that I can do it in my style and everything's going to be great, and no pressing deadline, because we all know that if you want a bike built or a bike painted or a helmet painted or a tattoo, if you give a little bit of input, but then just let the artist do their thing, the builder, whatever, you're going to get the best product.
Absolutely.
Do you ever? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, honey.
Well, I just wanted to say real quick, it's crazy. We were just showing that painting that you had done with with Richie Pan, and
God, I
Cindy
love
is
that
on.
painting.
Cindy just came on.
Oh, yeah,
like
I saw she just jumped on. Yeah.
But that, you know, this picture right here, the reason why this is significant that I wanted to stop on this for a minute, I remember you doing that on that bike. We were all on that ride that day, you know, and of course I have a million memories with Richie and, like, you know, me and you and Richie and a bunch of the guys out in California and painting and shit. And like, I kind of realize now through your artwork, Darren, what it must have been like for guys that came up in the time with Man and like looking at those posters that ended up in the magazine, because we're kind of doing the same thing now, right? We've been here doing this shit long enough that you look around. Like one time in Michael Lichter's display, he had art up from what's his name, and there ends up the picture of me.
Ray Dre.
Yeah, from Ray Dre. And you see something like that and you're like, wow, you know, what an honor to be included in the story that is the thing that we've all loved so much.
Yeah, it's, you know, I never met Evel Knievel, never saw him, but I'm friends with George Sedlak, and he lives like an hour from me, and that's a relationship. Never met Elvis, never met David Mann, but you know, I got to visit with Jackie Mann at Chopperfest a few times back when I first started going to it.
Yep.
So as much as sometimes I think I was born about, you know, 15, 20 years too late, obviously this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. And, you know, we'll probably hopefully
there was a reason for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody asked that question. I'm sorry.
You had said Sedlak, like, what a cool guy he is.
Dude.
Like the history.
Dude, his stories are fucking off the wall, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You want to talk about a guy that's been there and done that, right?
It's insane. Yeah, it's amazing. Like, stories are so great. It's just, you know, I'm just thankful that, you know, I have the chance to talk to him, because in my opinion, he's the only living connection for me personally, you know, to Evel. And
right.
I have a really big Evel Knievel collection, at least big for me anyway. And but it's just great to hear the stories, you know, because he was on the front lines firsthand.
Yeah.
And like, I never met Larry, and you know, Bobby and I travel so much together, and the stories he has, you know, just it's the same connection, you know.
Mm-hmm. So somebody had asked that when Mark was talking about, you know, you being born at the right time. Somebody asked how old you are. What is your age now, Darren?
I'm 58.
No kidding.
Get out.
Yeah.
You have beautiful
skin.
Right
here?
No, I mean, not to be weird, but your skin is beautiful.
Yeah, Heather.
That's my mom. That's my mom. I mean, not that she's covered in tattoos, but my mom is 81 and she looks like she's 65.
Yeah, he's always had good skin.
Yeah,
though.
Heather, that wasn't weird at all.
No.
No.
Hey, at my age, I notice those things because I want to know what he's doing.
Yeah. I'm 58, and you know, I won't lie. I'm like, fuck, I'm like 2 years from 60, but like, it's crazy. I still don't slow down on a motorbike.
Right? Yeah.
Oh,
mentally,
buddy.
where do you place yourself? There's the big question.
Sorry?
Mentally, where do you place yourself in age? There's the big question.
Yeah, dude. My soul, I swear to God, my soul's like 28.
Yeah.
Do you ever find it hard being creative on demand? Like, do you ever have days where you're just like,
fuck this.
today is not the day. Or is it just an extension?
There's some days with painting, like, and it's not really me, that there's days where I've gone to pick up my brushes and stuff and they're just not having it. I'm like, all right, I'm going to draw or whatever. I don't have any issues once a client for a tattoo sits down with me, and because it's right on the spot. I don't do anything ahead of time. When they show up, that's when the creative clock starts. That's when the time starts. And I just have this, my brain, it never stops. I literally come up with ideas while I'm sleeping, and I'm not even exaggerating on that. Whether they want a helmet or a tank or a tattoo, if they give me an outline of what their ideas are, my brain creates McKeag art story theme around all that.
Well, it kind of helps that you're a smartass too. I mean, the story just seems to come to you that way.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, that's a good one. Yeah. Do you remember when we were in Sturgis and I spun the front wheel on that bike that was on the rotisserie, and it was like I was like, oh, it's a real motorbike bike.
Yeah, I remember that night. I lost 2 advertisers the next day.
Yes.
And I honestly could care less. It was still those times, dude, of us doing the original, because for all the kids out there, before there was a Cycle Source TV, before there was a Grease and Gears TV, there used to be Rally TV. And we would literally just go on the streets drunk and just be assholes. And like, it's still the funniest stuff that was ever out there, man. Like, nobody was, do you realize that, Darren? Nobody was doing shit then. Like, YouTube wasn't even, I think I had GoPro Series 1 and we were putting that shit on YouTube, right?
Yeah, it's so great.
It was so good. So good.
So I'm not sure if this question will come out how it's supposed to in my head, but where's no?
Well, it can't be worse than the skin.
No. That's like I said. At my age, when somebody has nice skin, I want to know what they do. What's that one?
I tattoo it.
Yeah. What's that one moment that you've had in the past decade where you're like, man, like this was something aside from the Hall of Fame and meeting Missy, but like that your art has brought you, that's just like,
oh, this is a good one.
This is it.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Like this is This is the aha moment for me. Have you had?
Yeah, that is almost all of my international travel is because the show that is happening, they want me there, and that for me is like the aha, because social media has been good. I've had magazine coverage, but I mean, I have people from all over the world that want me to be at their show, and I'm so thankful for that. Like the Motorbike Expo, the Eternal City show in Rome. I mean, that's when I'm just like, okay, this is a really good recipe, what's happening right now,
Yeah.
So where's
boy, look at that right there.
I know. Dude, some of the places you've been have been amazing.
That was amazing.
Like,
sorry?
Some of the places that you've been are just so off the charts, and like you said, you go back to it's your art that brought you there. And we talked about the drinking and quitting drinking, and Missy, like I said, that whole roll-in has done nothing but cemented you even deeper into the culture that, like Chris said earlier, keep in mind, you've helped make a part of people's lives. People came to these events to see you and to see some of this artwork. That's gotta
I'm so
be
thankful for that. Like
feeling.
the people that come up to my booth in Sturgis, I'm just so thankful for it. They come up to the booth anywhere in the world, and that's another great thing about social media is like, I mean, I went back to Daytona this year. I mean, I saw you guys down there, but I was down there. That was my first time in 10 years. And like,
wow.
I put a post on Instagram and my whole week filled in like an hour. And
I'm sure.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was so great just to be down there. Like, and it was awesome because like, like I had, Willie, God bless him. And, he's like, I wish you were staying out at the house. And I was using one of Marty's bikes, and we all know what a fucking responsibility that comes with when you use one of his bikes. You gotta fucking there's a little bit of you gotta be on his timetable, and I told Willie, I said, man, I would love nothing more than to stay at your house, but I'm gonna get me a nice fucking pad on the beach that's 9 minutes from your shop, and after tattooing all day, I'm gonna go get a bite and fucking just listen to the ocean, and everybody was fucking respectful of it. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So where's the one place that you haven't been yet with your art that you hope
there's a ton of places, tons of places.
But what's the one? Like, what's the Mecca for you? Or do you even have one?
That's a good one. I mean, I've done the Moon Eye show a few times. That's an amazing show. I'm getting ready to go to Malaysia for the Art of Speed show in July.
Wow.
That's going to be great because I've not been. I think we've been through the airport system in Malaysia, but just haven't spent time there. But I really like, as you know, something that kind of popped up is some guys came by the booth at the Motorbike Expo in Verona, and I think they were from like the Dubai region and stuff. Like, I would love to do something over there. You know, that would be cool. But even if my art doesn't take me, well, like, you know, like when I went to Egypt, I was just coming off the Motorbike Expo, and you know, it was a quick flight over to Cairo from Rome. So it's not necessarily that my art took me to Cairo. I just happened to be in the area, and it was an easy flight over there. So,
but I would think with the popularity of your art and the demand that you're in, that perhaps without that, you wouldn't have been afforded the ability to just hop a quick flight to Egypt.
Sure. That's fair. Absolutely. Yeah. But I'm down to go, you know, like all of our kids are grown, like, you know, life is so great. Like, I'm down to go anywhere. Like, I know Greece is on our radar, but I don't know that there's necessarily a motorbike event or art show going on there. But there's, you know, I've done Russia, I've done Germany, Italy. You know, I got a client in France that just commissioned me to do a huge painting. So, you know, that's going to open up a lot of doors. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite spot?
I mean, I'm pretty fond of Italy. It's kind of the package thing. You know, you've got good food, you've got good people, you've got amazing territory. You know, you've got the Amalfi Coast, and you've got the mountains up in the northern end. Italy's amazing.
That's the one thing I can attest to about all of our time traveling with Darren. Darren would never let us skip an opportunity for a good meal. Never.
Yeah, I traded in alcohol and drugs and stuff. Now I'm a full-blown foodie. I have a food Instagram page, and yeah, it's like people say that a lot too. Like, I know you're a foodie, you know. So I just have this dream of like having a TV show that's like food, art, and travel. You know, I might land somewhere and we go tattoo, but then we go eat at their favorite local eating place, you know, and then do more art and you know, talk about that region. That would be cool.
Hey, listen, I'll put this out there. I would love on Cycle Source TV to have somebody that goes around and ties in motorcycle and motorcycle lifestyle with food. So maybe just as a primer to get the whole thing going for you, you could start doing a couple episodes like that, and maybe it leads into something better. I would love it.
It would be cool, like riding motorbikes and just I mean, you know, I've ridden in Bali, even though it was a fucking shit ass lame scooter. It was fun though. We had a blast on it.
Yeah.
You know, did the Nepal ride, which was absolutely insane. You know, I've ridden in England, ridden in Italy. It's crazy, just the fact that motorbikes and art, and, you know, there's so many motorbike and art events going on around the world now. And, you know, you can just throw a dart at the map and go somewhere. And
listen, if Elias or anybody from the show the Batabit in Qatar, if you guys are watching this show, I'm gonna send you information about Darren. You need to have Darren over there. And Darren, if you get the opportunity to go with Elias, Qatar is beautiful to begin with, but dude, for a foodie, you will lose your effing mind. You will lose your mind there. The food is so good.
I'm okay with that.
So
wait, we got to talk about our smart ass listeners here for a minute, because we're talking about where Darren should go, and Chris Nose says ink the Pope, like he should go over and ink the Pope, and then Becky answers back, nah, he's from Chicago, he probably has ink already.
Yeah. I've been to the Vatican, and fuck, they try to kick me out of there the way I look.
So if somebody's trying to come into the art or tattoo scene with everything that you've accomplished and the knowledge that you've garnered over your history of doing it, what would be the one piece of advice that you would give them?
That's a good question. So whether it's painting or tattooing or anything, I tell people, if you really, really love to, create art, then you need to do it every day.
Yep.
And not, be influenced by people, but don't copy their shit. And, like we were having dinner with some friends in Daytona, and I'd met a few people, and they were in the art world, but also in the motorbike world. And they were being taken away from their art because of the motorbike industry. And I said to them, look, nobody's promised tomorrow. Like, let's fucking call your boss now and tell him you fucking quit so that you can fucking do your art. Because they approach that person to get into art and blossom their art, and now 4 years later they're fucking stuck doing stuff for that person, and their art is off to the side. I go, you need to go for it right now. There's no I remember when I quit corporate America, I had my 82 FLH in the parking lot, and I was just getting into tattooing, and I went into my art director and I said, yo guy, I'm quitting. I want my 401k. I want everything. And he goes, what are you going to do? I go, I'm going to start my own business. And he goes, you'll never make it. And I said, just give me my fucking shit, guy. And I'm just saying, you when you're self-employed, and you guys know this, but when you're self-employed, you give it your all every day,
Yeah. It almost.
So that's the best advice. Just if this is what you want to do, then go for it. I would rather go to my grave knowing it didn't work than wondering if it would have worked.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's almost too, man, like you hit on something there. It's almost like I would almost be afraid to have everything provided for me for what you just said. It's almost that, like they talk about the animated contest for freedom, right? Well, it's the same thing being self-employed. Like you almost need that standing on the edge of the cliff to really know, to really feel, to really go after something, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's never a day off. Dude, I'm so fucking self-employed that I get pissed off when somebody's closed on Sundays. It's just are you kidding me? I'm drawing on Sunday. I'll tattoo on Sunday, whatever. How can you be closed?
Yep.
So that's everybody, go for it. Because you give it, if you want to put in 1,000% on that day, then you're going to get 1,000% back. You want to put in 2% that day, then that's what you get back,
Yep.
So true.
Yeah, I see Missy chimed in. Missy, we've been trying to get Heather to do this for a while. She's all right at it.
Yeah.
And congratulations to you too for being a part of this. I mean, again,
buddy.
like Darren said, this is a he said he didn't do this all alone. People supported him, and just people knowing that they want to run and they enjoy his art and they buy his art. You guys have done some great things together. So, super happy to see it happen to Darren.
Yeah, she's I tell her this all the time, but it's the one girl in my life I fucking trust. That's how fucked up everything was before her.
Yeah.
So,
no,
I'm sorry I'm hitting you with all these questions, but
it's great.
Do you think, and you brought it up earlier in the show, that you stopped drinking about a decade ago. Do you think that unlocked some of your creativity and some of your your ability to just have everything flowing up there constantly?
Maybe a little bit. I think being into alcohol and drugs, I was so hungover, I wasn't as motivated. Where now I get up early, I get a good night's rest, and I draw every day. I paint. If I'm not drawing, I'm painting. If I'm not tattooing, I'm painting. If I'm not painting, I'm tattooing. My favorite things are just to ask Missy, let's throw a dart at the map and let's go somewhere.
Oh, right on.
That's awesome.
I think before 10 or 11 years ago, the creativeness was there, but it was more important to me to just fuck shit up. I would tattoo all day and then go to the bar. I would ride somewhere and party. And now, you know, I still have so many ideas in my head that I want to get on canvas, whether it's literally canvas or a tank or a helmet or whatever, you know.
I feel like, and this may take it down not the right way to say it, but I feel like art for you is like, it's your soul, it's your church. Like, that's how you, without it, I don't know that you would probably function as well as you do. I feel like you'd be lost without the ability to create all the time.
I mean, it is like, you know, I've had dark spots in my life, and I go to my art, you know, like I just start drawing. I literally have 20 sketch pads laying around, like just thousands and thousands and thousands of drawings. And about 5 years ago, I just started literally every drawing I do, I notarize it and sign it, and I shove it in a little drawer here and there. Like, you know, Missy's gonna have a fucking mecca of shit to go through when I check out, you know. It's gonna be amazing. But like, I just, you know, I forgot where I was going with that, but I think that's, you know, not drinking. It just motivates me more. You know, I've got more energy to do that, you know, to create art. Art is like, it is like, even when I got into tattooing, I was so hungry to get into tattooing. I ran into Brian Everett, like in Sturgis around 1990, and he didn't know me. The only social media was Tattoo Magazine. And I just walked up to him and, dude, I mean, I could have got my ass kicked. Who knows what? I didn't even have any tattoo equipment. And he said, when you get home, call Flo at National Tattoo and tell her I sent you. And it was off to the races. And a few years ago, Missy and I stopped at his house in New Mexico. And I was like, why did you do that? You didn't know me anything. You didn't know me. And he goes, I saw how you were as hungry as I was when I wanted to learn to tattoo. And I'm so passionate about tattooing. Like, I wanted to cover my whole body from the get-go, you know?
So are you gonna be other than the Hall of Fame, which if you guys are gonna be in Sturgis, you should get your tickets now, or
they're sold out. Fight
for standing room or whatever you need to do for the Hall of Fame breakfast. But other than that, are you gonna have the same spot that we've seen you before?
Yeah, 736 Lozelle Street. It's the little teal house that my buddy Danny from New Jersey owns. Him and I, Danny Tattoo Flash is his Instagram, but this dude. He's an OG like artist. He used to go to Huck Spalding's house in New York.
No shit.
And buy tattoo supplies, then go back to his house and tattoo people. His stories are amazing. So that's where we'll be set up. Yeah.
Right on.
That's awesome.
So
now I'm not saying anything about anything, but apparently the breakfast tickets sold out the quickest this year. I don't know what that's got to do with.
They did. They sold out.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No, they sold out, I think, in a matter of weeks, which has never happened before. Mm-hmm. And I'm so thankful I have press passes.
Yeah. And one of the cool things that I totally dig that Darren does, if you follow him on Instagram, like he did the money, the art on the money.
Yeah.
You know, you see him and he's at a restaurant. He's literally putting art on napkins. It's anything that's around
the matchbook collection was killer, and when he does his morning jam videos, man, like all that shit's priceless. Like we live on that.
If you don't follow him on Instagram, you're missing the show in itself. You know,
Quilty and I were at a sandwich shop called Witch, and I drew on the bag, the sandwich bag, and then you fucking hang it up on the wall.
Right on.
So good.
Cool.
I love it.
Yeah. Like I draw it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're ridiculously talented. You are, and again, I know you work hard at it, but you are truly blessed to be able to have all that.
Yes.
To be able to get it from here to the paper. Speaking
of that Evel Knievel collection, that is one of the most perfect Evel Knievel pinball machines ever.
All right.
Ever.
Yeah, that's a 1977 Bally's machine. And off to the side there, you can't see it. A couple years ago, I picked up a 1992 Evel Knievel slot machine, which is fully functional, interactive touchscreen, push button.
Wow.
And like he jumps, his voice is in it. And the cool part is when you lose all your fucking money, you can just open it up and get it back and start over again.
That's my kind of slot machine. I love it. I love it.
This is great. This is one of those morning jams I was talking about. You know, he's on a receipt in a restaurant or some shit, and just
that was at the steakhouse that I saw you guys at.
No kidding.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just love the fact that you do that everywhere.
Yep.
Thank you.
So what's next for Darren?
It's just all I know.
Well, you're blessed, but what's next for Darren?
Well, this Hall of Fame thing's going to be, it's such an honor. I'm blown away by it. I'm super excited for that. I'm just trying to get a few travels out of the way. We're in Colorado I tattooed in Colorado Springs for a few days. Then I'm headed to Montrose to tattoo, and then we're ending the month with our good friend Chuck and Alex's wedding. We're riding motorbikes too. Right now, it just the block party in September, but I've got a few main shows that I do every year, and those are important to me. I'm really struggling. I've been working on a book for way too long, and it's just a lot of work because I'm doing it by myself, having to digitize all the drawings and stuff. Oof. But that's probably my biggest goal that I'm setting is it's just a book of all my art. And at this point, it's probably going to be 2 books within a binder. And once I release it, it's going to be the most epic fucking tattoo art.
That's awesome.
Drawing book ever.
That's awesome. Good for you.
I really need to get that done, and I've got a good friend that lives in Paris that I'm hoping to get his insight on it because I love his vision on his books that he publishes. So that's probably the biggest thing that's on my radar, and just I really want to take my wife more places in the world.
Good for you.
Well, we would love to have you back on here whenever that book is either getting close or once you get it complete. We'd absolutely love to help spread that word because that is going to be amazing. You guys can check out Darren. Make sure you're following him on his website. Heather's going to put all these links up where you can get a full dose of his art. Follow along with him on Facebook to keep up with his travels and his story, on Instagram, of course. And like I said, try to make it out to Sturgis to be part of this because Darren is entering the history books, buddy, and we couldn't be more proud of you. So thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Happy Mother's Day, Heather. Thank you guys.
Darren. Congratulations. I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, likewise. I appreciate the invite, and it's a win-win for everybody. And I'll see you guys somewhere soon.
Hopefully, be safe, be good.
Give our best to your lovely girl, and we'll talk to you real soon.
Yeah.
Always. Cheers. Thank you.
All right, man. You guys are watching Shop Talk here on the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio Network. Such a pleasure to talk to Darren tonight, but we have more show. We are going to announce the next batch of Garage Build-Off guys for the Smokeout, also coming up in September. But first, we're going to take a look at this new product. You're watching Shop Talk.
Hey, this is Chris with Cycle Source Magazine, and all this mess all over my table, this is your product spotlight. Okay, so we've been doing these product spotlights with our good friends over at Paughco for a couple months now, and you guys know the deal. We put the product spotlight up, we talk about the product, and then we invite you to like and share the post, and you have an opportunity to win. This was the last product spotlight we did, the Star Hub style rim that they make for narrow springers, narrow front ends in general. And this one in particular is going out to this spotlight winner, Zach Castelli. We're going to be shipping that out to you, so congratulations, Zach. We're going to move on to this week's product spotlight, which is the much coveted panhead cover. You might not think this is a big deal, but it really is. I've had plenty of these that were cheap and shitty and flimsy, and the ones from Paughco were absolutely not. One of the best things about it is this right here, the D-ring, stock style, as you can see, but chrome, and look at the fitment. That's the thing right there. If you buy shitty aftermarket ones of these that aren't made by somebody who cares that you're going to be frustrated and want to whip it across the room, they're not going to fit nice like that. Paughco has taken the time to make sure you're going to get a good quality product for this, for both sets of covers and the chrome D-rings, all shiny brand new in a package with hardware for you and your pan head. Around $300. You can check them out on their website. And like I said, sign up right now. One lucky person is getting this set, this exact set, my fingerprints on it and the whole deal. We're going to ship them out to you. So like and share this post.
Tag a friend.
Tag a friend, tag Paughco, tag us, tag. And we'll see you next time on Product Spotlight.
Riding takes you from A to B or just lets you escape, there's a flow to the road you share. So go with it. Eyes open and always have the Law Tigers by your side. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, visit us at lawtigers.com. Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers.
I'm Brian Clock from Clockworks in Mitchell, South Dakota, and you're watching Shop Talk.
Clockworks, where innovation meets style. Clockworks specializes in high-quality windshields, fenders, phone mounts, and other parts designed to enhance your ride, with a commitment to craftsmanship and an eye for detail. Ensure your bike not only rides smoothly, but looks stunning too. Elevate your riding experience today. Shop getclock.com.
All right, welcome back to the Dennis Kirk Motorcycle Studio. You are watching Shop Talk. We're so glad you're here because it's time. It's time.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
It's time to announce the rest of our garage build-off builders for Smokeout this year. So, Heather, you can do the drum roll. Number 7. I don't know who this is, Heather. Oh, the logo's in the way. Philip Johns.
Oh.
Dundalk, Maryland. Number 8. Oh, the top 13. He's not 8, that's 6.
You got to refresh your screen, sweetheart.
Oh, man. See?
Refresh.
You set me up for failure here.
I think you're on the wrong folder. What the hell?
I'm not.
Oh, Nike.
Did you do this?
I might have screwed the pooch on that one. Yeah.
Oh, sweet
Go to
Jesus.
smokeoutrally.com.
Okay. Wow.
I don't know what happened. What did I do?
This isn't how we do
It's
it.
that damn microphone cord. That's what it is.
No.
All right. Go into Garage Build Off on smokeoutrally.com.
Okay, there we go.
Nope, there's only 6
Son
of
of
them
a
up here.
biscuity and monkey. What the hell happened? Let me go to Flickr quick. Carry on the show. Proceed
Okay,
without
I'm going
me.
to carry on the show like
Talk
this.
amongst yourselves.
Strike 1, Heather.
I'm feeling left.
All right, let's talk about something else. So, coming up to Smokeout Rally will also be this year the Legends and Legacies. So, if you're not aware of this, every third year at Smokeout, instead of having just a regular invitational in our big building, we have a thing called Legends and Legacies. Legends and Legacies are Smokeout veterans, people that have been part of the fabric of Smokeout since the very beginning. We asked them to come on, people like Jeff Cochran and, Roadside Marty and on. And we asked them to invite a legacy, somebody that either is new to the scene, a new builder, or hasn't been involved in Smokeout before. You can go to thesmokeoutrally.com right now and see who our legends and legacies are. We're going to actually bring them up in person on the show next week. But here's one I want to give a shout out to our boy Brian, man, because Brian and Doug kill themselves every year at Smokeout busting ass, and we came up with the idea of, hey man, Brian's been around Smokeout forever, and he was one of the driving forces behind Leroy Thompson choppers, so let's bring Brian in as a legend. So
that's awesome.
Super stoked that we can bring him in. A lot of great people here. Paul Weidman coming in as a Smokeout legend. I can remember when I first met Paul, I think it was like Smokeout 2 or 3 or some shit, and he was all the way down at the end of the horseshoe in the middle of the field, and he had bikes like Hell in a Handbasket and, I think Hate Tank or some shit he had. But I knew immediately this was a cat that I wanted to know. All these years later, Paul's had an incredible career, and we're so stoked that he's going to be there. And with him, his legacy is even just as cool. Justin Page, my machinist, coming in as Paul's legacy. So, Heather, do you have something to tell me now?
So they're just after those.
Oh.
I apparently didn't delete the ones I thought I deleted.
Oh, okay.
So if you go to number 1, the rest of them are there.
Yeah, well, now I got to go all the way through all this shit.
Oh my God.
You're killing me. So if I go 210, okay.
There you go.
Number 12.
I didn't screw the pooch.
You did screw the pooch.
No, I did
Number
not.
12, Dennis Stauber, Big D.
Big
watches
D,
the show.
what?
Big D.
Watches
Right
the show
on.
every week.
You go Big D.
Now you're in the show yourself.
Big D, what are you gonna do?
Number 11, Robert Hutchison from Henrico, Virginia.
Right on.
Number 10, Dan Vonberg, Indianapolis, Indiana.
He calls himself Dangerous Dan. No, is it
Dangerous Dan, yeah.
Dangerous Dan.
Dangerous Dan.
Yep.
Number 9, Cameron DeRosa, Clinton.
Carmine,
I'm sorry. Clinton, New Jersey. You're going to tell me about screwing up tonight?
Carmine. You just didn't
Second
click enough
strike.
buttons. You just did not click enough buttons.
Number 8,
Whatever.
Charles Slechta, Irma, Michigan.
Right on. So that should round out the
That does.
12.
That's our 12.
So they have been tasked. Big D, you need to check your email. You got an email on Friday.
He says, wow, time to shit or get off
He
the
doesn't
pond.
even know.
I love it. So good. Now, it's funny because people applied and they're like, I'm not going to get this. Well, guess what? I love it. I'm so excited about this year. I'm excited about the kind of new guidelines we laid down.
Yep.
I
And
know.
Shelton's going to be a big part of that. You guys should have already got an email from Shelton welcoming you to the show.
Yes.
And it's going to be off the hook. But one thing it's not going to be.
The amateur chop off.
That's right.
It's the garage build off, Jerry.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. I'm very excited about it. I'm excited about. I'm just excited.
It moved, Jerry. It moved.
I think it moved, Jerry.
Oh.
I think it moved.
Oh shit.
Sheldon gonna wear Timberlands?
He might today.
Today.
All right, so listen, what do we have left? We're running into the end of the show.
I think that's about.
It's time, Mark. It's time.
Is it that time?
It's events with
Are
Heather.
we doing events?
Shop Talk is brought to you by Cyclefish. Cyclefish, the most complete list of motorcycle events in the U.S.
First up, May 15th through 18th, next weekend, Tennessee Motorcycle Music Revival at Loretta Lynn's Ranch in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. You should definitely be there because while you're there, on Friday the 16th, you can join the second annual Lunch Lady Ride.
Yeah, buddy.
100% of all proceeds raised will go directly to children in that area to help pay for their school lunches. If you can't make it, please scan that QR code. Every dollar helps. The average school lunch is about $3, so a little bit goes an awfully long way for this cause. I hope you can make it and take a nice ride. It's going to be a phenomenal day. The following weekend, also in Tennessee, Sons of Speed 10 Jam in Hohenwald, Tennessee.
Hohenwald.
Hohenwald. You can get your tickets at billylane.net. Great day of racing on a truly old school clay track.
Clay track, yeah, buddy. That's like back in the day right there.
Yep.
Real deal.
The weekend after that, June 6th, 7th, and 8th is the River City Bike Expo with our good friends Mark and Deanna Rhodes, Pinup Baggers in Owensboro, Kentucky. It's a great weekend, tattoos, all the things. Check them out. A cool $20 gets you into all 3 days. Then the week after that is Laconia Motorcycle Week, 102 years, according to them, in the beautiful Lakes region.
You say that like I talk about Indian.
In the beautiful Lakes region of New Hampshire. Little birdie, word has it that Chris and I might actually be in Laconia this year. What?
Born Free.
The weekend after that, June 21st and 22nd in Silverado, California. Jeepers. Born Free Motorcycle Show. You guys should be there. It's a great event.
You totally missed.
What? What did I miss?
You totally missed Jason's Black Hills Motorcycle Show. Yep.
Oh, Memorial Day weekend, son of a biscuit-eating monkey.
Let me go back
Jason,
to
I
it.
still love you. What are you typing?
What am I typing? What?
Black Hills Motorcycle Show at the Deadwood Mountain Grand.
Yeah, we can't blow off our
May
buddy.
24th, noon to 8 p.m.
Nick Trask is going to be there. We're all going to be there.
Cool, $5 gets you in the door. Great cause. All the proceeds go to Sacred Mountain Retreat. Yes, I remembered. So help a veteran. Real quick, Darren, thank you for your service. I can't believe I didn't say that while he was on the air.
Yep.
Motoblot, Chicago, Moto and Music Festival, June 27th through 29th. Great time. We did it a few years in a row. Highly recommend it.
Okay, wait a minute. We got to stop.
Why?
Because Radar says that we should host chicken shit bingo at Smokeout. I've never heard of this.
Shut his mouth.
I've never heard of this,
Said the
but
word bingo.
Wow, Bill Rendenzel from Belize. What's
Hi,
up, buddy?
Bill. Nice to see you.
Chicken shit bingo. How have I never heard of this? And how many chickens do we have to have?
No. Abso-freaking-lutely not, Christopher Lewis Cowan. No.
Okay, listen.
Well, first out, you're not allowed to say bingo and the smoke out in the same sentence.
Amen.
End of story.
There will be
So
no
Randy
bingo
might come to your house
of
and step on
any
you.
sort. No bingo.
Okay. Next.
Moving on. Hollister Independence Rally, Hollister, California, Friday, July 4th through the Saturday, July 5th. You can get more information, Hollister Independence Rally.
Of course, Gus
Google
Gus.
it.
Of course, Gus knows what chicken shit bingo is.
Well, Texas. Do the math.
Virginia City Roundup, the weekend of August 25th. Rodeo and Motorcycle Show in Virginia City. Well, what do you think about that? Four Corners Motorcycle Rally, Durango, Colorado, Labor Day weekend.
Was you going to say Colorado?
Colorado. Labor Day weekend,
Tomato,
August 28th through 31st, 2025. Next.
Chris No says chicken shit is a Sturgis thing.
What? Nope. Either way, not happening at Smokeout. Bloomville, Ohio, Thursday, August 28th through Monday, September 1st. All the things, Easy Rider Rodeo. If you haven't been, you should probably do it at least once in your life. September 4th through 7th, 2025, Smokeout Rally. The original Chopper Party, Salisbury, North Carolina. It's going to be awesome.
Wait a minute. We missed another event.
What?
Steve Broyles Custom Motorcycle Show.
Did you give me the flyer?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Negative. Negarino.
Poppy.
Magic Mike, she just called you on TV your full name. She means no chicken bingo.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Bill Stevens says we could do the grease pig thing again.
No.
That was a lot of fun.
Absolutely not. No.
Hey,
I
remember-
am still traumatized.
Remember last year you said that absolutely not, we couldn't do shithouse drag races?
Christopher, no livestock.
Killed it.
Nope. No.
I mean, who would get yelled at if we just a greased pig accidentally got dropped?
No,
I mean, who's
I'm
gonna get
still
yelled at?
traumatized from that.
Oh my God, Greg White says there's a bar 5 minutes from me in here in Texas that does it every Saturday night. It may be time for you to move.
Not happening. No.
All right, man.
There's
well,
only
listen.
one way livestock will be at
So,
Smokeout.
just so you know what we're talking about, our main brother from another mother, Poppy, Steve Broyles, puts on the Old School Chopper Show on Monday in Sturgis.
in Sturgis.
at the Full Throttle. This is our personal endorsement of that until Heather can get it right and have his flyer up here because it's her fault.
Busted.
So other things.
Just got burned.
Other things. Oh, feel the burn. Other things that are going on here in the headquarters. There's some brand new stuff up on Cycle Source TV. The first installment of RK's 61. So what is that? What are we talking about? What are you talking about? You don't know what Cycle Source TV is? Well,
loser.
Let me show you for a minute. Cycle Source TV is like Netflix for motorcycles. Pretty much you can just go on there and watch motorcycle riding, wrenching, cool custom bikes, cool stories, cool places to go.
You know what we need to try
right
and get
there.
on
You could be
Cycle Source?
watching this show right now on your television in your living room. But more importantly, RK61, this is the story. The two bikes that were built for S&S's Vintage out of the same shop, my Panhead and Brian's Panhead. This is the first installment. You can go on, even if you're not a subscriber, you can watch the trailer of it. You can get an idea of what it is that we do as Ryan goes through the motor. Me and Ryan talk a bunch of shit about old Panhead versus new Panhead, and it was quite a good time.
I think we need to have like a Bob Ross of moto art on Cycle Source TV. Happy little carburetors.
No, it would have to be in. Does anybody else besides me? Am I the only one old enough to remember that Bob Ross also had a counterpart named William Alexander?
I don't remember that at all.
So Bob Ross was the happy hippie guy. He was like, you painted
happy little trees, happy little
William
accidents.
Alexander was on the same channel at a different time, and he was like this old gray-haired German guy that he says, then you take the mighty brush, and he would like flick this big brush on the camera. That's the guy we need for motorcycle stuff. You take the mighty brush and you paint the angry exhaust on your chopper.
Is that where you're going to start to alter ego? That would be pretty good.
Well, I don't know.
That would be pretty good.
Anywho, great show tonight. We want to thank Darren McKeag for taking
a good
time,
interview,
especially on Mother's Day for coming on because.
Thank you, Missy, for allowing him.
Thank you. Thanks all of you guys for joining in with us and having some fun tonight. Like we do every Sunday, 9 p.m. on the East Coast, we go live with another episode of Shop Talk. And hopefully next week also. Oh, see, behind Rudy's Fairing remembers William Alexander.
Becky, not as cool as Bob Ross.
Yeah, I know. He wasn't as cool because we were all just getting into smoking pot then. So we loved Bob because we knew Bob was high on the weed.
Yeah, it didn't freak us out while we were watching TV.
So Mark, we didn't talk about your news.
I don't have news. I don't have any news.
Yeah, you do.
What's the news?
No news is good news.
Mark painted the whole frame on his Impala project today. Yep.
That's why my beard looks so great. Normally it's a nice dark golden brown.
Yep.
So good. So next week we have the FDR Foundation on with us.
Nice.
That's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that.
Nice. And with that, man, we're going to bring this one back into the station and wrap things up for another Sunday night. It's been an absolute blast. Thank you guys for sharing it with us. And we will see you next week when we come back to this very same spot, same chopper time.
Same chopper channel.
Go riding, Felicia.
Do it now.
Welcome to Shop Talk, your all-access pass to the heart of the motorcycle world. Every week, we fire up the mics with riders, builders, legends, and celebrities, bringing you raw stories, wild rides, and real talk from the road and the garage. From custom builds to killer events, we're covering the culture that keeps your wheels turning through the week. New episodes drop every Sunday. Watch on YouTube or listen wherever you get your podcasts. This is more than a show. It's the sound of wrenches, good times, and the open road. This is Shop Talk. Now available on Cycle Source TV through Roku, Fire Stick,